Fundamental unit of life. As the PPT is already shared with you about this chapter, but I want to explain the concept and topic given in the PPT. So fundamental unit of life means what is the basic unit of life. Now, life is actually considered as a living organism. In a living organism, what are the units through which a living organism can be composed of, or what are the basic units through which a living organism is composed of? So, in a larger picture, if we see a living organism having different organ system in it. What are these organ system? It may be digestive system, reproductive system, integumentary system. All are the different. Digestive system means taking food, reproduction means producing new organism, integumentary means the skin system. So there are so many systems actually in an organism. 10 to 11 systems are present, and combination of these organ system a living organism can be composed of. So in an organ system is again these organ system are composed of different organ. So if I can take one example, suppose in a digestive system, what are the organs? In a digestive system, stomach is an organ, pancreas is an organ, mouth is an organ. So this is the organ. So again, this organ is also composed of some different thing. These organs are composed of tissue. How? Suppose if we take a single example of organ, in stomach there are 3 different type of tissues are present which are responsible for different function. Suppose globulate cell, they are responsible for producing hydrochloric acid in the stomach. In the same way, there are peptic cell and oxyntic cell which are responsible for producing different type of enzyme for the process of digestion. So these tissue are again composed of some different type of cell. So finally, if we can move further in a living organism, we will find out that cell is the initial basic unit of life. Or in different way, you can say that cell combine to form tissue, tissue combine to form organ, organs combine to form organ system, and organ system combine to form a living creature. So the basic and the smallest unit through which an living organism can be generated or synthesized or prepared in the environment is the cell. So the first and foremost answer of the question is the basic unit of life. The basic unit of life is cell. Although you are well aware about the cell in the class 8th, where you have learned about some property and the composition through which a cell can be formed. Now the concept is, or the question is, how we can find out that cell is the basic unit? Who have firstly discovered it? So Robert Hooke, the person in 1665 who discovered cell in Cork. Cork means actually पेड़ की जो छाल होती है, पेड़ की छाल में से ये निकला था, और इसकी जो सेल थी देखी थी सबसे पहली बार रॉबर्ट हुक ने जो पाई थी, वो उन्होंने देखा था और उन्होंने कहा था कॉर्क में हनी बी कॉम्ब स्ट्रक्चर, हनी कॉम्ब स्ट्रक्चर, हनी कॉम्ब स्ट्रक्चर मीन्स मधुमक्खी जिस छत्ते पे रहती हैं उसके जैसे स्ट्रक्चर होता है। किसका? सेल का। मीन्स जो इनिशियली उन्होंने स्ट्रक्चर देखा था वो कुछ इस तरीके का था, जैसे शहद बनाती हैं जो मधुमक्खियाँ, उनका जैसा स्ट्रक्चर होता है, कुछ हनीकॉम्ब स्ट्रक्चर की तरह। और चूंकि उन्होंने इस तरीके से अलग अलग कंपार्टमेंट देखे थे जैसे हनीकॉम्ब में होते हैं, इसीलिए उन्होंने इसका नाम एक्चुअली में इनिशियली सेलुला था। सेलुला इटालियन में इसका मतलब होता है कंपार्टमेंट, और बाद में इसी को, जैसे आपने ट्रेन में कंपार्टमेंट देखे होंगे जो अलग अलग एक एक बोगी में 6 या 7 कंपार्टमेंट होते हैं, उसी तरीके से कंपार्टमेंट, और इसी को थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाइड करके सेलुला वर्ड से वर्ड डिराइव हुआ क्या, सेल। तो सबसे पहले किसी भी डेड सेल में, कैसे सेल में, डेड सेल में या डेड स्ट्रक्चर में कहिए, सेल को देखने का काम किसने किया था, रॉबर्ट हुक ने। और कब किया था, 1665 इनिशियल। उसके बाद सेल के बारे में और ज़्यादा जानकारी, या यूं कहिए कि किसी लिविंग सेल को देखने का काम सबसे पहले यदि किसी ने किया तो वो थे एंटोइन वॉन लीवेनहॉक। किसने किया, लीवेनहॉक ने। और वो भी उन्होंने किस में देखा था इसको, उन्होंने देखा था पॉन्ड वाटर। आगे आपको डिटेल मिल जाएगी। सो लिविंग सेल सबसे पहले लीवेनहॉक ने देखी, और लीवेनहॉक ने भी किस में देखी, पॉन्ड वाटर। ये वही लीवेनहॉक है जिन्होंने कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप का भी आविष्कार किया था। सो चूंकि जब रॉबर्ट हुक ने सेल को देखा उस वक्त तक माइक्रोस्कोप नहीं बने थे, तो जो भी इन्होंने मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास के थ्रू जो भी इनके ऑब्जर्वेशन थे, उस ऑब्जर्वेशन के हिसाब से उन्होंने ये कहा था कि ये हनीकॉम्ब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है, सेलुला वर्ड दिया था उन्होंने। और बाद में एंटोइन वॉन लीवेनहॉक ने सबसे पहले पॉन्ड वाटर में, वो तालाब के पानी में कुछ लिविंग सेल जो क्रिएचर थे जो मूव करते हुए दिख रहे थे, वो कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप बनाने के बाद सबसे पहले उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व किए। Now there is an activity how these cells are visualized. So as we doesn't have any microscope with us, so it is not possible to visualize, but I can tell you how you can visualize a cell in a living creature. So you have such type of onion with you. When you in most of the cases when you try to tear up like this is the way. This is the way. I think this. These now you can see this a film of onion peel. This onion peel is actually a structure on which you can easily visualize. This is the structure on which you can easily visualize the cell, and it looks similar to the structure like this. And what you have is visualize the structure like one. So the next question comes up, is the cell present in each and every type of onion is similar or different? If we will take a big onion, is there difference, or in the small onion? So for your kind information, each and every type of onion has the same type of composition of the cell in their onion peel. When the regular classes will start, we will show the same experiment or the activity to you. Now the question is, what are these structures are? Actually these structures are the separate cell present in the peel of onion. These are the cell. So actually these cells combines to form a peel of structure in the onion. Now more to know about the cell, and there is one topic more to know. Robert Hooke is the scientist who discovered cell in 1665. Then Leeuwenhoek, as I have already told you, that he discovered living cell in the pond water. because he is the person who have also discovered microscope in 1674. Then Robert Brown is the another scientist who discovered nucleus in 1831. You are well aware that nucleus is present inside the cell. Now Purkinje is another scientist who has coined the term protoplasm, the liquid present inside the cell, in 1839. Now after Purkinje, there are two scientists, Seddon and Schwann. One is the biologist and one is the botanist. They have given cell theory in 1838-39, and this cell theory is more modified by virtue by saying that cell exists from pre-existing cell. Means there is no cell, all the cells are arises from the previous present cell in 1855. Now at last electron microscope are discovered. Electron microscope are actually higher range microscope rather than compound microscope. They are discovered in 1940, and after that only we are able to study the organelle present inside the cell. What are organelle? Organelle means any object or structure present inside the cell are known as organelle. Nucleus is organelle. Endoplasmic reticulum is organelle. Golgi body is an organelle. So these are the organelle, and they are only discovered or studied after the discovery of electron microscope. Now, on the basis of number of cell present in them, organisms are divided into groups: unicellular or multicellular. So what is unicellular? Unicellular means all those organisms which have composition of single cell, means the complete organism is form of a single cell. It is known as unicellular. Example are paramecium, amoeba, chlamydomonas. So these are the example which are known as unicellular or single cell organism. Whereas when an organism is composed of more than one cell, it is known as multicellular. More than one cell. In more than one cell or in multicellular, human will come, because we are composed of more than one cell. So we comes under multicellular organism. So all these unicellular organisms reproduce simply by binary fission or a type of reproduction where an organism divide to form a new organism. So this is the simplest way of reproduction which has been seen in single cellular organism. Whereas in human or some other lower organism like plant are also multicellular because they are composed of more than one cell. So they can either reproduce or produce a new organism asexually or sexually. We can discuss about all these terms in the higher classes. So they can reproduce either sexually or asexually. As we discussed, this organism are composed of different type of cell. It means when there is a single cell, it means it is composed of a single cell. But in case of multicellular organism, whether all cell are same or all cells are similar, the answer is no. These all cells are similar or dissimilar. So all cells are not similar because the cells having different function in the different area. Some of the multicellular organism, in multicellular organism, some cells are used for taste, some are used for respiration, some are used for reproduction, some are used for locomotion. So as per their work, as per their function, they are different in the shape. So you can see the blood cell which are round in the shape, smooth muscle cells which are in a spindle shape. The nerve cells are larger cells. Ovum is the large cell. then fat cell. So there are so many different type of the cell. Structure of nerve cell is like this. The diagram is not clear in the picture, so I will draw it. So this is the nerve cell. So you can find out there are different type of cell, and they have adopted such different type of structure to function as per their need. So bone cell is there, muscle cell is there, blood cell is there. As per the requirement, various types of cells are present to perform various function in organism. A single cell, like in amoeba, as they have a single cellular structure, their all activities are performed by a single cell. Means sometimes they locomote, a single cell, sometimes they reproduce by binary fission, sometimes they utilize food and digest food. So a single cell is capable of doing each and every type of activity. But in case of multicellular organism, where so many different parts, suppose stomach is responsible for digestion, and if stomach has to digest food, they have to produce enzyme. So enzyme, to production of enzyme, the cell has to change their shape to produce enzyme. Suppose it is a nervous system. The function of nervous system is to conduct the impulses from one place to other, that carried out by nerves. So they have different shape. Suppose reproduction, then formation of gamete and formation of zygote. It means that in case of multicellular organism, as there is a division of labor, and because of the division of labor, each and every cell present in that particular area having their specific function, and as per the requirement of the function, they perform different structure. They have their different structure, and then they perform different activity. By a simple example, you can find out this. Suppose in a class of 10th or in a 9th, all 40 students are studying class 9th, but in class 11th only 20 will take science and 20 will take commerce, or 10 will take commerce and 10 will take art. What does it means? In class 9th all are similar, but in class 11th they, as per their ability and their competency, they can whether choose science subject or commerce subject or the art subject. Similar, in case of multicellular organism, initially in the case of zygote, all the cells are similar, but once the process of division is start, some cells acquire production of enzyme, they comes to the digestive system. Some are responsible for transferring information from one place to other, they will become nerve cell. So here also these are the similar cell, their basic function is similar, but they specialize themselves in a specific field. Doctor are specialized for doing providing medicine. Suppose in the second group in science are taken after engineer, they are responsible for designing houses. In commerce they are utilized for utilizing their ability in the commerce area or in business. So as per their intellectual level, as per their ability, they have given some different work. So I think we have completed the first topic, and there are two questions which I show you. Hope you can answer these questions and also learn the different table which have been already given through your PPT, as well as today I have already told you. So the question which has been for your homework.